What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Heartbeat Arena. It's your boy, Trillionaire Chuck. And today we got a lot to talk about. Super Bowl was crazy. Brock Purdy almost had it. He almost had it. But my homeboy pulled it out. Congratulations, Patrick Mahomes. Well deserved. The halftime performance was dope. Usher did his thing. Ludacris should have came out with the braids, not the fro. But, that's just my opinion. Yeah, Lil Jon come out on stage. I swear like Lil Jon had gotten taller, But, hey, it was still a phenomenal halftime show. Usher did his thing. Kansas City, they balled out. We got to talk about these trades that happened during the trade deadline and everything. So, it's a lot to talk about. So, why wait? Let's just dive on in. Let's go, baby. All right. So, one of the things I like to talk about is fashion and stuff like that. So, the psychology of fashion, discussing how what people wear, how it influences self-perception and everything of that nature is one of the things I want to dive right into. And so with the psychology of fashion, does it have an effect on one's self-perception of how one perceives someone is the question. And one of the things that it does. People buy clothes because they see themselves in it. It could be this dress makes them look slimmer. This outfit, makes them look good on the inside. It builds them confidence. Or it could be, hey, this brand has a type of meaning that they stand by. That's the whole, the psychological aspect of fashion and stuff. And so, of course, according to Medium.com, an article was made by Ilu Fear. I don't know if I'm saying that person's name right. Hopefully I am. And it was published on CoinMarket. It was basically discussing the halo effect. And so basically the halo effect, it refers to the tendency for people to perceive individuals for who they, for who they are, basically how well dressed they are, stylish, the attire and everything. And basically, in layman's terms, is one of those, like, if you see someone who is dressed sharp, from head to toe, they are competent, they look smart, and they're attractive. You see this mostly when you go on job interviews and stuff. When you apply for a job, that's why they always tell you to wear a suit, because it gives off a good image of you as an individual. It shows the employer that you are competent. You know how to dress. You know how to keep yourself groomed, and that you look like you can do the job. Keyword: look like you can do the job. But here's my thing with that, though, because someone who could be, wearing something casual, looks like could still do the job. Or, somebody in like some sweatpants outfit and stuff still can do the job. It all depends how one can perceive that. But that's mainly what the halo effect is. It's supposed to show off that you're competent to do the job, and that you basically know how to groom yourself and dress real nicely in layman's terms. And so, like I said, that's mostly seen, like, it mostly applies to when you're applying for a job for an employer. When you're trying to get hired, you always want to look your best for the job that you want. But then uh, one could take that a step further because one of my old friends used to say, don't dress for the job that you have, dress for the job that you want. And this was applying in sales. And anybody that knows me knows I have a background in sales actually. You know, I used to go door to door for AT&T, and I had on my AT&T uniform and everything like that, which we had to wear like khaki pants or dicky pants, walking shoes and stuff like that. When he said that, one of the sales reps came in with like a button-up shirt, tie, dress pants, dress shoes to help him get more sales. So he was trying to dress for the management position because that's normally what the managers were wearing. Now, it boosted his sales like one or two, so he got like extra two or three sales off of that. But he didn't end up getting that management job, so it was like it didn't work for him. Plus, his feet was hurting out because if you're walking for 7 to 8 hours in dress shoes, yeah, your feet are gonna hurt very badly. So let's switch gears though, real quick. Let's talk about the cultural diplomacy in fashion and stuff. And so with the diplomacy, cultural diplomacy and what that entails is just basically like the diversity of how fashion comes about. Like now we have brands and clothes from different parts of the world. When you go to trade shows, when you go to certain fashion shows, you see the artwork, you see how one's country or one's community dresses and stuff, and the creativity behind it, the history behind it and stuff. And so now, fashion is getting more and more in depth with that, you know, especially with certain brands like Black Eyes and Goddess. You have another brand that kind of dives into that, Devante. You and for those that don't know, that's a black-owned brand, and they deal with stuff that's made from Italy. So like their shirts, their boots, all of that stuff, made from Italy. You should go check them out. They got some nice stuff, especially with their shoes. I like their shoes and everything. But you get a deeper dive into like the brands and how the different backgrounds, with the ideas of it, the cultural backgrounds, because some of them be cultural, especially brands from Africa, how they're now starting to come in full swing and everything, and it's sooner or later going to be, if they're not already popular, going to be the most popular brands out there. And that's one of the things that it does. Also, it helps. Some people could use it like to push a certain agenda or like a campaign movement and stuff. Especially according to washdiplomat.com, another article by Stephanie Conowitz, who says there's tremendous power in what we wear. So brands that have powerful meanings behind them that people gravitate to. So like when people see me wearing Black Gods or someone's wearing a Black Goddess shirt, it's tremendous power in it. It builds them confidence. It lets them know that they're a spiritual individual. It also has power. Like, hey, I can, no matter what goes on in life, at the end of the day, I'm made in His image. Therefore, I act accordingly, or I'm more confident in my ability and know what I can do in this present moment, in this present time. And that's just the nature of it. When people wear other brands like Black Heroes, they put that shirt on and they feel like, I'm my kid's hero. or I'm somebody's hero that's looking up to me. It's inspiring, it's uplifting. And that's what she was getting at in that article from how I took from it. You know, those that are high of power, she also said, those of high in power or major influence, fashion speaks when it's seen by someone else wearing something, it creates an impact. So like when people see Jay-Z wearing something, when people see what he wears, how big of an influence that he has, people tend to go ahead and wear it. Better yet, when Kanye West, wears the Yeezys or drops whatever shirt, pants, people see gravitate to it, they want to wear it because of how much of an impact he has on his following and stuff. So that's another thing she was alluding to in that. And then the last thing is just empowerment through fashion. We kind of touched on it a bit, but again, now fashion brands are starting to create more meaning behind them, more of the mission statement that grabs the customer's attention, that aligns with what the customer is looking for. Notice that brands are trying to push their agenda out, their message out. They're now starting to create brands in all shapes and sizes now. Because back then, clothes used to just be for a guy who was slim, a girl who was petite. Now they got brands that are catering more towards the big people. Big and tall, friendly people and stuff. Because they should be able to wear the message as well, especially they have a heavy influence in the community. Like Angel Reese. Angel Reese is having a strong impact in her community, on the ladies' side. So imagine when, makeup companies, lipstick companies, mascara companies come to her, hey, try this, blah, blah, blah. And she posts it on TikTok. And because she has a strong following and the people love, her as an individual, they're going to start buying it because they see Angel Reese buying it. Like, look at Taylor Swift. Her dating Travis Kelce, she probably never watched a game of football in her life. I don't know. Don't quote me. I'm just saying. Now that she was seen at the game, she's seen more on camera than the guys actually playing the game. Why? Because she has a social impact, and NFL is pushing their brand. And they're like, well, damn, if Taylor Swift is here, we need to get her on camera because she has a strong influence. Like I said, look at the Super Bowl. She was there. Ice Spice was there. Jay-Z was there. A lot of people was in attendance for this Super Bowl and stuff. Now imagine if she pushes if she was to push somebody else's brand or her brand. I'm not sure if Taylor Swift has a brand, but if she pushed her brand like how Rihanna pushes Fendi, and she started catering to big girls for Fendi, everybody's gonna want to wear it because they see Taylor Swift in whatever clothing brand she brings out. She's wearing it. All her following fan base is gonna wear it, especially if it's a strong meaning behind it. That's just the direction that is now heading in with fashion. And so, before we get into our sports talk, we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
Are you ready to take on the ultimate basketball challenge? Our Shift Squad women's basketball shorts are designed to help you dominate the court in style and comfort. With functional pockets and a unique design, these shorts are the perfect addition to your basketball gear. Get your hands on these amazing shorts for just $33 and take on the challenge with Shift Squad.
Hey guys, welcome back. So, a lot of trades happened. A lot of trades had happened. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what's coming up. the All-Star game, right? And it's happening in Naptown, in Indianapolis. And some people are not happy with how the All-Star is, and they said there's some changes that need to be made. So someone asked me, well, Chuck, what changes should be made to the All-Star game that you feel can make it better? Glad you asked. First off, me and Gil said this because I said it first, and then Gilbert Arenas, who is the host, one of the hosts for Gil's Arena, he also said it. Let it be a 1v1. I think that would be amazing. Let guys sign up. All that trash talk they was talking, during the season. Let's see who the best player is. Let's see. Sign them up. Do it. Three king of the court style, 3 dribbles max. Let there be a ref to ref the that calls the fouls and everything like that. And the first one to 11 wins. The prize should be $1 million, and then all the other contestants they get nothing. I think that would be good because it will make guys compete. It will be entertaining. It will be exciting, and it is bragging rights. Think about that. Now Joel Embiid could be like, all right, Joker, since everybody says you're better than me, come on, let's play 1v1. All right, Taylor could be like, all right, y'all think KD better than me? Come on, KD, let's play 1-1. Jimmy gonna get in that mix, like, yeah. So y'all think y'all the shit, huh? All right, let's play 1v1. I got 3 dribbles, 1s and 2s to 11, king of the court style, winner, $1 million. So it'll be the first one to 11. Man, telling you, that would be entertaining. So, Adam Silver, if you watching the show, think about it. 1v1 at All-Star game. The second one will be the battle of the sexes. NBA players versus WNBA players. Since WNBA players think they can beat some of the guys in the NBA. Want that, fan vote only. Not player vote, not media vote, not coaches vote. Fans only. Men versus the women in a regular officiated NBA rules basketball game, and the winning team, what's the prize? Winning team gets $500,000. Loser team, they get nothing. This would create more excitement, especially for the WNBA. It will have more eyeballs on the women playing. Why? Because now we can put this to rest. Okay, the guys ain't gonna get shown up by no woman. No guy would get shown up by no woman on national TV. So I think that would be entertaining. So I'm so again, if you're watching the show, hey, just consider it. And then last but not least, a Legends game. Not like the big 3, but bring out some of the people like Muhammad Abdul-Rahif, Hakeem Olajuwon. And they play like a college style full court basketball game because I don't think those guys might be in shape for the full NBA. So we'll just keep it college style. 24 minute. I believe it's 24-minute halves. I'm not sure. 20-minute halves. I can remember. I played college ball so long. I gotta look it up. But yeah, we could have it that way, and that could be. NBA players voting, certain legends that may want to play again, we get to see them play for entertainment purposes and stuff like that. I think that would be an awesome idea as well. And then now, let's talk about these trades. So, NBA.com, let's see here. Mavs get PJ Washington. All right, Hornets get Grant Williams, Seth Curry in 2027 first round pick. I think the Hornets are now finna go into a rebuild stage. Mavs, I haven't too much watched PJ Washington, so I don't know exactly what he's gonna bring. To the forefront. I know they did lose some defense with Grant Williams. They did lose a shooter with Seth Curry, even though he wasn't getting many minutes. But who knows? He might create. He might get some minutes over there with Charlotte, especially since Charlotte just traded Terry Rozier. So I think that would be a good fit for Seth playing with LaMelo when LaMelo comes back healthy. It adds defense because Grant Williams play a little bit of defense, and he's gonna stick your best the opposing team's best player. So I think Mavs came out on that one because they really didn't give up nothing. Phoenix, they get Royce O'Neal and David Rodeo Ford. Brooklyn, they get Jordan Goodwin, Keith, Daps Diop, 3 second-round picks, 2 from Memphis. Memphis get Utah Watanabe and Shamiz Meta. I mean, Phoenix, Royce O'Neal, forward. I mean, Phoenix has to work on their bench if they're gonna try to pursue and go further. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. If they're gonna try to, get further in the playoffs, they gotta. I guess they have to still build their bench. I don't think nobody really came out on top on that trade. Pacers get Corey Joseph. Golden State got a second round pick. I don't think no team came out on that one because I don't even know who Corey Joseph is. Portland Trail Blazers, they got Dalano Bonton. Celtics got a protected second round pick. The Celtics came out on top with that one because at least now they can go out to the draft to get someone that's good to add to Tatum and Brown. Sixers trade Jay Springer to the Celtics, and the Sixers got a second round pick. I don't think Sixers I think came out on top with that one. The Kings get Robin Lopez from the Bucks, and the Bucks got some money for him. Trading him. They basically bought his contract. The Kings came out on top with that because now they got a big guy down there that could defend, that could rim protect, which is something they would need next to Kristaps Porzingis. So now Kristaps Porzingis, they got to worry about much deep. Not Kristaps Porzingis. I'm sorry. Sabonis. Why do I say Kristaps Porzingis? I'm not sure, y'all. I do apologize for that. Hey, man, players fuck up. Hey. But so now you could really put Sabonis at the 4, you could put Robin at the 5. And, like I said, Robin's going to do all the dirty work. He's going to rebound, defend, and all that stuff, which allows Sabonis to play the 4, okay, and be a little, effective that way. Let me see, the Spurs trade Doug McDermott to the Pacers, and the Spurs got a 2029 second round pick from the Clippers, and they got Marcus Morris. That's going to be good for them because Morris could help with Victor Wembanyama, teach him the game and making sure, hey, he keeps his head on straight and that he stays engaged and just showing him the ins and outs of the NBA and how things work. So that's kind of a good deal for the Spurs. Let's see here. Bucks get Patrick Beverly from the Sixers. And the Sixers got Cameron Payne and a 2027 second round pick. So the Sixers, because Joel Embiid kind of went down, they're gonna have to switch their game plan now. Their offense has to be more up tempo and up pace to try to keep up with all the other teams. And so that's where the Sixers seem like they're heading in that direction because, you have another point guard that could come in and put up, roughly around 12 points with Cameron Payne, but you lose a leader and Patrick Beverly and a guy that defends because people don't give Patrick Beverly enough credit, and I'm going to give Pat his flowers. Why? because let me set up for this one. Because Patrick Beverly was getting him beat in shape. You know, he was having him do line drills after practice, and you saw it in the games. He didn't look tired. His point production went up. He was unguardable. Now you lose that, and guess what? Guess what he's gonna do with Giannis? He's gonna be in Giannis' ear, telling Giannis, "Hey, Giannis, you ain't gotta bring the ball up like that. Let me in." They ain't do that. No, Giannis said, "This is the move you need to do. You know, and get you an easy bucket. Just like you should be playing it like this." And it takes the pressure off Dame to defend because we know Dame is not a good defender, but you know, it's just you lose a leader in that locker room, and that's key. And I think people fail to realize that in sports, you do need that leader. And you know, that could tell the guys, because the coaches don't know how to relate a message to the players effectively. You know, so when you have a player that can, you know, understand the other player or your star player, and you can get your star player on board, that's what you need, and that's what, you know, that's what the Sixers had lost. So now, when Embiid gets back, who's gonna push him? Who's gonna tell him, "Hey, big fella, come on, man, let's get you back in shot. Hey, big fella, come on, who's gonna do that? Cause Maxey ain't gonna do it, and Tobias ain't gonna do it." Yeah, I wouldn't have got rid of Patrick Beverly if I was the Sixers. I would not have. I would have kept him. Cause you're gonna see a different. You're probably gonna see a different Giannis next season. You're not gonna see it now because, you know, Giannis hasn't really worked on his game in this mid-season and stuff. They're almost about to go to the playoffs. You're probably going to see Giannis not bringing the ball up less because Pat's probably going to be in his ear. And you got to think about it. Giannis likes Patrick Beverly. And so I think that's going to be he's going to be a good locker room guy for the Bucks and stuff. So let's move on. Okay, Raptors, they get Spencer Dinwiddie. Brooklyn gets Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young, but Spencer Dinwiddie is only going to play probably a year with the Raptors because he's reportedly supposed to be playing for the Lakers. So we're going to see how that works. If that happens, that gives LeBron a third option in scoring because you could have Spencer coming off the bench for D'Lo, and that's your bench. You know what I'm saying? Now he could produce because Spencer could put up about 20 points. There's 20 points coming off the bench along with Austin Reeves. So that would be good if the Lakers could get Spencer Dinwiddie, and they just, you know, could sign him in the offseason. That would be kind of good. And let's see, Raptors get Kelly Olynyk from the Jazz. I don't think the Raptors are gonna make playoffs. You know, you got rid of Pascal. You said, okay, Scotty Barnes is your guy, but I don't think you guys are gonna make that push. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Jazz got Otto Porter Jr., Carice Lewis Jr., 2024 first round pick. Yeah, the Jazz ain't going nowhere. They better not get rid of Jordan Clarkson, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Clarkson wants out next year. If he wants out next year, he needs to come to the Bulls or go to the Heat. Those are the teams where he could go and contend for a title. The Heat definitely with Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler. Then you have that guy coming off the bench putting up 20, a guy who could create his own shot, or even in your starting lineup. That would be something good to see. You can put Tyler Hero back to the bench. So we'll see. But if, like I said, if I'm Jordan Clarkson, I would want out. Here's another mega trade though that happened. Boston Celtics get Xavier Tillman from Memphis. What was Memphis thinking about? Xavier Tillman. Let's look at what he's been doing. Because it didn't make sense for them to give him up. I mean, I get John Moran is hurt. You gave up Steven Adams, and Steven Adams is always hurt. But why would you give up Xavier Tillman? He's a pretty solid guy. I don't understand. And he's young. He's 25. I mean, 6 points, 4.6 rebounds, 1.7 assists, shooting 40.8% from the field. I mean, look, that's a good pickup for them. I guess it's because they just, I guess Memphis is like, we really aren't going to use you, so we're going to send you somewhere where you can contend and be used. That's a good pickup. That's more defense and stuff. Plus a guy that could do a little bit of scoring if needed. So I like that for the Celtics. That was a win for them. Memphis, they got Lamar Stevens and 2027 second round pick from Atlanta and a 2030 second round pick from Dallas. So all in all, let's see who made out. I think the Celtics made out of the trade. I think Bucks definitely made out in the trade. I think also the Kings did good in the trade because they got a big you could put Robin at the 5, you could put Sabonis at your 4. I think those are the main teams. Everybody else, yeah. So, along with that, before we get to this next segment, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Now, let's talk about Team USA. Okay. Someone posed a question, who would I send over there to compete in the I believe it's the 2024 Olympics? Well, I would try to send a team, I would try to recreate the dream team, today and go over there and beat those boys by 50 a game. Because you can't just put any team together that's been proven. You just put a bunch of players together, without chemistry and stuff, they're going to go over there and get smacked. That's what happened when they tried to put Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury, Tim Duncan, and them boys together with LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, D Wade and stuff, and then they got embarrassed out there. So I compiled a list, because it's a 12-man roster. So here's my list. I would bring Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Joel Embiid if he's healthy, depending on his knee, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Ant-Man, Zion Williamson if he's healthy, Anthony Davis if he's healthy. Now, some people, and Bam Adebayo and Aaron Gordon. So some people are saying, well, why not Paul George? Because Paul George and Kawhi, according to CBSSports.com, they're not thinking about that. They don't too much want to go because they're trying to see that they're like, it depends how far they go in the playoffs and how their bodies feel. They're not really concerned about, U.S. Olympic basketball. Same with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is not thinking about it. That's why I didn't mention his name. So why would I bring Bam? I'll bring Bam to defend his athleticism. I would bring Eric Gordon because of his physicality, his athleticism. And, Damian Lillard, I think his game style play, along with Steph, fits overseas style along with Kevin Durant, LeBron James, because they got experience. We know Joel Embiid style of play fits, but if he's not healthy, then that's what I got Aaron Gordon for. Someone that can still put up some points but be physical. Kind of like how Kenneth Faried was. It's how I would use. How to use Kenneth Faried over there is how I would use Aaron Gordon. Now, Kyrie, yes, of course. Jason Tatum because of his size and his skill. Anthony Edwards because of his skill, his physicality, how physical he is. And then Zion because because he's just a big physical body that can rebound, athletic, jump out the gym, and still can put points up. I don't think nobody overseas that have an answer for him. And that's the team I would personally send over there. But I don't know. I don't know if Dame is gonna, be okay with going. He might want to go, but then by Dame being a family man and him being away from his family, he may not want to go. So in that case, then I would have to put another guard in that place. In that essence, I might have to go get Devin Booker if Devin Booker wants to play. And even though Curry would be back at the 1, I really would prefer to have Curry be the 2. But we will see. We will see how how that lines up. And that would be my selection for Team USA. That's the team I would send over there. And now, for the last part of our show, relationship talks. All right, guys. So let's talk about it. Financial planning as a couple. How important is it? I believe it's very important to plan as a couple to discuss financial goals, save for retirement, or invest for you to be able to retire. Having a joint account, I mean, that could be dicey because one is going to be like they putting more money into the joint account, and then one is probably going to be offended if one spends from the joint account when they shouldn't be spending from the joint account. So to alleviate that best, just keep, your accounts separate. But I feel like it's important to communicate as to what the financial plan is. When do you both want to retire, and what it is that you could do to reach that retirement goal. So I strongly feel that financial planning as a couple is a huge thing, because nowadays you see couples, they really don't plan for the future. They're more so in the right now moment. And it's interesting because a guy told me that, your bills, your mortgage, all should never exceed 36% of your take-home pay. And I think that's a good logic to follow. Because now with the extra, I'm doing math in my head, y'all. Give me a second, okay? 64%, I want to say. Yeah, 64% of your check, you could, pay yourself and invest and save. You don't see a lot of people doing that now because they want to live in the moment. They want to, once they get their money, they want to spend. And that's what this country wants you to do. They want you to spend as much as possible to keep and that's what you should get your money. Take 30, don't let your bills be over 36% of your take home, okay? And you should be able to put money aside for a rainy day, invest your money, let it grow, pay yourself. And that way when you retire, you can retire actually retired, not say, oh, I'm retired because you're getting Social Security and you still got to work. Because they are getting rid of Social Security. That's going to be gone in the next couple of years. And so the time is now to invest and start saving. And it's very, very crucial, especially for young couples. For young couples in their 20s, in their early 30s, it's time to start doing that now. So when you are 50 or 60 and you got a couple billion in the bank, now you could live comfortably and not have to worry about bills being paid and stuff like that because you've already planned for it. Especially if you ain't got no kids around that age, it's definitely a must to start planning. Next, we're gonna talk about polyamory and non-traditional relationships. So, for those that don't know what polyamory is, it's basically like I look at it more so it's like an open relationship. It's uh if you're dating someone and you're dating multiple people and they all know about it and they're okay with it. Versus the non-traditional is just you and that person and you're not cheating or nothing. See, the problem is now people who do this polyamory relationship, I mean, you gotta have a sense of like you can't be insecure doing it, okay? Because if you become insecure, someone it's not gonna work. It's just gonna create a whole bunch of drama and a whole bunch of conflict. You know, someone's always gonna feel like they're getting the short end of the stick, and someone's gonna feel like you love this person way more than you love, the other individual. That's where it gets tricky at this time. Mostly, especially with guys and women who have like multiple, who have kids by different people, two or three different people. In order for the next person to come in, they gotta be cool with the baby mothers or the baby daddies of that child, and that's kind of mostly how that most people do that. Is mad weird. And is it fair to that new person? I mean, that's up to them. If they could take it and they're like, oh yeah, we're quote unquote, we're co-parenting, there's nothing sexual going on, but then you never know. But so people get into these polyamory relationships because they're like, well, hey, I like the person, even though this person has a baby mama, I like the baby mama, I'm cool with yada yada, blah blah blah. To me, deep down inside, it's a sense of loneliness. Now you don't want to be alone. So you're willing to be okay with dating someone that messes with their baby mama, or guys dating a girl that messes with their baby daddy. Sense of loneliness. You feel like you don't want to be alone, and you see other people in happy relationships, and you just want to be in a happy relationship. So that's kind of where I get out of that. Me personally, I will always prefer the traditional relationship where it's just man and woman and that's us. I just need one, don't need multiples. I'm not with that. I'm not with sharing, okay? So yeah, that's how I feel about that. Cause like I said, in a sense, it's just low self-esteem, scared to be alone, creates those open relationships, polyamory relationships, and stuff like that. Like an open relationship, think about that for a second. Oh, yeah, we can be together, but let's just see other people. That's like saying, yeah, I want to be with you. But I still want to date other people in case things don't go right with me and this other person. I know I can always come back here. Come back to you. Hell no. You want to go see other people? Cool. Hey, block this number. Don't call this number. Don't even come by here. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Okay? You chose that side. Stay on that side. That's how I feel about it. Don't come back home to this door. You know what I'm saying? Take everything with you and go see what's like on that side. If it work out, cool. If it don't work out, well, hey, you ain't coming back in. No. Yeah, I don't do opens. I don't do poly. I do traditional. Me and the woman that I'm with, whomever whatever chick I decide to be with, and it's us. And then the longevity of relationships. How do you keep a relationship thriving for extended periods is the question. I mean, you gotta always spice it up because it's gonna get dull. So spicing it up, taking that vacation trip, being able to communicate, sharing your goals, making intimacy a priority, trust and respecting one another, and having quality time with the person. I think that's very, very key, that you guys spend that quality time with each other, and coming to your safe zone where you're not being judged. You're able to open up and express how you feel. Home should always be your safe haven. Home should always be your peace. You should never be like, damn man, I don't want to go home and hear this person's mouth. Damn, I don't want to go home and hear this and this person probably ain't even cook, or they ain't got food. No, it should be your safe haven. That quality time when y'all are done working, or you're done working, and you guys can sit, talk, have a glass of red wine with each other, watch a movie, or just sit and talk for at least 10 15 minutes about life. What's going on? What upset you? That makes a relationship go longer. Having that effective communication between one another. Planning out a trip. Hey, let's plan us a trip in the next couple months. Not saying you gotta take a trip every month, but maybe once or twice out of the year. Remember, you guys are trying to plan for the future and save and stuff like that. But still taking that vacation trip, planning, saving for it, all of that stuff matters to keep your relationship moving forward, keep it longer throughout periods. Even when you guys have disagreements, you guys effectively communicate, can effectively talk to each other, and try to come to an agreement and stuff, and not bring it up once you guys talk about it in the next argument or so. And of course, intimacy is a big plus, because if there's no intimacy, then how does the relationship stand? So those are just the things to think about to keep your relationship thriving, as long as possible and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Tune in next time for episode 5. This is your boy, Troy Chuck, saying peace out.